Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're all well and all having a lovely day. This is my video today. This is my project. Lovely birthday card using these triangles, which are part of this bundle. It's called the Right Triangle. This is the stamp set. And then if you buy the bundle, you also get the dies, and you get loads and loads of lovely triangles, equilateral triangles. And I need to know whether one of these is an isosceles. Are they both isosceles? I think they're both isosceles triangles. It means that one's got two sides the same and one different. Isosceles, I think. I should know that as a teacher. And then these little dies here, and I've used this one on a previous card that I've shown you, but I haven't used any of these stitched triangles, so I'm going to show you this card today that I used. And I used this one. It's the second biggest one, so not the smallest, but the second biggest, to cut out my stitched triangles. Love. And then the greeting, I'll show you later, combines two stamp sets. So what are we going to do? We're going to take a very vanilla card blank in our thick vanilla, a very vanilla cardstock, and it's my usual size. It's 14.5 by 21 centimeters, scored at 10.5. We're going to work landscape mode, so I'm just going to use my bone folder to try and get that to lay a bit flatter. That's better. Need that to lay a bit flatter, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to use some post-it tape. This comes on a reel, and it's got the post-it, the low-tack post-it adhesive on the back. And I use this when I'm doing layouts of cards and things. I often use this because it's great, because you can get a straight line. So if I put that on there, that will then line my dies up. It's a bit high, I think, actually. It's a bit higher than that one. Only a little bit, but I'm going to move it down a bit. And it just comes off. It's really good. So it's worth investing in a reel of that. I got mine off Amazon, but I use it a lot in the cards that I make for Etsy when I'm lining up wording and things. Hoping that's going to be better. Oh, it's still a bit high. Let's move it down a bit. Be a bit more dramatic this time. Let's move it down so you can just... Now, I'm doing it by eye, but of course you could measure. That's better. I think that's about right. Yeah, I'm going to call that okay. So I've got my line that I'm going to line up against, and then I've got a whole load of triangles that I've already die cut using that little triangle die. But what I actually did, if I show you, this is the Bermuda Bay. I've got Bermuda Bay, Shaded Spruce and Pacific Point. What I did was I took this stamp set, which is out of the So Much Happy set. I took this little box of stars and just stamped the cardstock before I cut out the triangles. So I just used this stamp to stamp the cardstock, and then then die cut my shapes. Didn't want to do that on camera, so I've done them already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with one of these shapes roughly in the middle of my card. I'm going to place it like that. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow to glue my flags down. Pop it in my jar so it's ready for me to use. So fairly central. And then I'm going to use a Pacific Point one. And these are just going to alternate: Pacific Point, Shaded Spruce and Bermuda Bay. And this was just a nice colour scheme. I need this card. I made the previous one for a colour challenge, which a colour combo challenge, and I've already shown you. I made two cards for that challenge using the same colours, and this was the other one that I made. But this one is going to be for a blog hop that needs cards for men, and I thought this design would work well, but I wasn't sure about the purple on a men's card. I like the blue and the Sahara sand, but I wasn't sure about the purple, the Highland Heather, being on a card for men. So I thought I would make one in all male colours. So I'm using these three greeny blue colours. You could do it in all sorts of different colour schemes though. So I'm just going to alternate them. So I've used Bermuda Bay, Pacific Point, Shaded Spruce. So I'm going to do that pattern again, Bermuda Bay, and this time they'll be the opposite way up to what they were the first time, which is why it's quite good to use an odd number, because otherwise you just get all the same colours at the bottom and all the same colours at the top, all going the same way. There we go. So this is quite, and I'm leaving a tiny space between my triangles and just keeping the border the same. You might want to butt yours up completely together. You could butt them up with no spaces if you wanted to. There's all sorts of things. I've got so many ideas for this stamp set and die set. I really love it. I do love geometric shapes. Right, and then at the end here, haven't got much room, so I've only got room for a little, so I'm going to stick it on and then I'll come back in a minute and trim that off. There we go. So, and that was the reason I wanted to start in the middle, because I didn't want to have I knew that there would be half triangles at some point. So, oops, I've got my cocktail stick, don't need that. Just keep sticking. I think you need, I worked out you needed 14, I think, 12 for the middle and then 2 on the ends. And you do need complete ones for the ends, I'm afraid. So we're nearly done. But it is really helpful to have this post-it tape. So I'm just butting them up against it. It's just got a slight ridge, so it makes it very much easier to get a nice straight line. That's a little tip. You could use washi tape, I guess, if you've got any washi tape. Just make sure you stick it on your clothes first. Take off some of the tack so it doesn't remove half the cardstock when you take it off. But you could use that. Probably even if you had normal sellotape and just did that. Stick it on your clothes a few times to take off some of the tack, and then you could use that as well. Or you could just draw a pencil line. But then you've got the challenge of rubbing it out without marking the cardstock, which is quite tricky sometimes. Right, so I need one more Pacific Point. And one more Bermuda Bay. So that's going to go like that. So I just need a little bit of glue on this side, and then I can trim them off. There we go. And then, so I can now remove my post-it tape. You can see how that's given me a lovely straight line. And then I can just remove part that's hanging over. And just wipe any excess glue off my scissors. I don't want to, I've got a couple of triangles left over, but that's okay. This is quite a nice colour actually for a men's card, I think. Not too dull, not too bright either. It's quite nice. Right, and to finish it off, we're just going to print this sentiment. So the birthday is from the Happiest of Birthdays stamp set, and I don't know if you watched before, but I've actually murdered one of my stamps, as my child said the other day. You've murdered that stamp, because I cut it apart, so I can use the happy, a little bit, and the birthday separately. So I've got this one. I'm going to try and line this up on my block to make sure it's fairly straight. I want to print straight to my card, which sometimes is a bit of a challenge. And I'm going to use Pacific Point to print this. So make sure it's nicely inked. And then we are going to come in. Sorry, you've got my head probably in front of there. I just needed to line it up over top. Sorry there we are. Beautiful. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? nice in that colour. And then to finish off, I'm going to come in with the Happy. You don't have to do it sideways if you don't want to, but I quite liked it just going like that. And that's from another set, which I've got here somewhere. This is A Wish for Everything. It's a two box set, but I'm just using the little Happy from the single word set. The other one has got phrases and sentences in it. So again, trying to line this up so that it's fairly straight. And then I'm going to come in with Shaded Spruce. Yeah, that's okay. Just testing it out a bit. I don't want it too inky. I might actually stamp off and use it because it's quite inky. And then that's going to go, sorry, you're going to get my head in here again. I just need to be right above this to, there, I'll move away. That's going to be there. Oh, yes, there we go. There. So, happy birthday. And some triangles. I think that's quite a nice men's card for the Inspiring. Is it? No, it's not Inspiring. It's Stampin' Dreams blog hop, which I will already have published by the time you see this video. So yeah. So hope you like those cards, and it's given you ideas. You could do these in rainbows. You could do them in all sorts of colours. But really loving that. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to buy any of the products, don't forget you can click down to my shop, and don't forget that I've got a 2-for-1 sale, buy one get one free sale on my blog. All the items are priced there. You choose one and you can choose another one cheaper, so the cheapest item of your pair will always be free. So that's a good way to build up your stash without spending too much money. But anyway, that's it from me today. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back very soon with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.